Hi. Hello.
Yeah, I welcome you to our second meeting in which we are continuing to talk about drip and dry. And the topic of today is defining the problem. Now, before we continue with our topic, the purpose of this meeting, first of all, we are going to clearly define drip and dry current situation, which is the problems that the company is facing at the moment. And secondly, we are going to analyze the contributing factors which are bringing the problem to the company. And also, finally, we are going to brainstorm together the potential solution to the problems that we are going to define right now. So, I hope we are going to be together, and wherever you see that you are remaining behind, please, you can raise up your hand and tell me if you didn't understand somewhere so that I should clarify. Well, so right now we are going to learn about the current situation of drip and dry situation. Yeah. So, what are the current situation of the drip and dry? So, according to how they asked us, we have found that the building is almost at capacity. So, this is the first point. The building is almost at capacity. Yeah, this is the first point. And also, secondly, we are seeing that the customers, the faithful customers, are dissatisfied with the new noise at the laundromats. Another situation is that the people take the laundromat as their personal office. Take the laundromat as their personal office. Yeah, so this is the current situation of drip and dry. We have seen that the building is almost at capacity. The faithful customers are dissatisfied with the new noise. Sorry, new noise at the laundromat. And also, we are seeing that the people take the laundromat as their personal office. So the problem with this first point is that the building is coming at capacity, seeing that there are some contributing factors that are making this problem to be there. So before we explain in details, we would also like to go to the factors, and then we'll come back to explain in details on these few points. So I would love if you can help me contribute some of the factors so that we should see how we are going to analyze and also to brainstorm together on these problems.
So if I understand what you have mentioned, that are the problems faced by the drip and dry.
Yes.
So now you are asking us to try to identify some of the contributing factors to the problem. Is that the question?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
So, for example, this the building.
The idea behind this, like, we have to come up with contributing factors. So it doesn't necessarily mean that we should start connecting each and every problem to the factors. We should just come up with like the factors in short, and we will be able to explain that way.
Yeah, so one of my contributing factors. For example, I can say that people are overstaying in their laundromats. People are overstaying in their laundromats. Anyone with any contribution?
I can also say that the people stay more than 3 hours purchasing one beverage.
Okay.
Yeah, and also the other one is like people take the laundromat as their own office.
More than 3 hours
Yeah,
with
Purchasing.
purchasing just one beverage.
purchasing
Mm.
only one
One beverage.
Okay. And the other one you say?
Another one I say that people also are taking the laundromat as their
People
personal
taking
office.
The
Laundromat as their own personal office.
as their own personal office. Okay.
If I can add the other one, another factor is like the line for ordering food and the drink
Yes.
is extremely long during peak hours.
Long lines for ordering
food.
Ordering food, yes.
food at what?
During peak hours.
During peak hours. Okay. Is there any more we can add?
No, I think these are enough.
Yeah, okay. So these are the contributing factors to this problem. Now, we are here to understand why the building is almost at capacity. As we have seen that people are overstaying in the laundromat, which means they are exceeding the reasonable time that they should spend in the laundromat, and then other customers are coming. When they come in, they find that there is no space. Right? For example, let's say here we come here by 7:30 in the morning. We are eating, we are doing other stuff, and then we are not going out. You see, we remain with one seat there and the other one there. If 2 or 3 customers come in, they will not. The rest of them, maybe 2 people only, will find extra space, but the rest will not find the space. So this overstaying is also causing the building to be at capacity. So even this one, the people, the way they are staying more than 3 hours. Can you imagine? You stay 3 hours and then you purchase only one beverage, which is not also good for the business itself, because the business needs more customers to come in and more food, beverages to be bought. But if the people overstay and then only buy one, which means the company is not doing well somehow, and it's going to be a problem. This kind of situation is also making the people to take the laundromat as their personal office. You imagine. So the whole of the business, they are expecting to like have an exchange of customers coming, they buy, they finish, they go, others coming. But these ones, if they are not going out, which means those who would come in, they will not find space, as we have said already in the first form. And also this, they are overstaying is making the long lines for ordering food, you see? Because those people, they are not giving space, and you find that at peak hours, the laundromat is like overloaded with many people. So these factors are making the faithful customers, dissatisfied, because as you can see that the place is crowded and there might be noise, congestion, so it will be an environment which is not good for other customers, because some customers, they need to stay in a place where it is like quiet. Maybe they have something to discuss with their partners or family members or visitors or friends. So if they bring their families or their visitors to a place where there is noise, even you, for example, you can't feel it's good. So you can be dissatisfied, you understand? So that is the problem that we are here seeing. So I think if there is any addition, you can contribute on how we are going to analyze the potential solution for this problem, as we have already seen. So I think what we need to do here is to go to the third point, where we should brainstorm the potential solution to this problem. So if we just look at this, we will not come up with anything. What we need to do is to come up with a possible or potential solution that we can recommend for Drip and Drag, as we are defining this problem and to help them improve their business. So the solutions, potential solution. Okay, so what would you think would be the potential solution to this? Anyone with an idea?
All right. I think we have seen that there is the building is almost at capacity,
Yes.
and also the people take laundromat as their own office.
Sure.
Maybe we could just facilitate people to stay there as a public space, so that they don't feel bad when they just do a few hours. And this can be only overcome by expanding the facility. So it means the facility has to be big, so that people can have enough space to stay, and also to avoid that the facility to be almost at the capacity. So I'm thinking of expanding the facility so that people can just feel okay when they're there.
So if I may ask our other colleague, how do you see this point of expanding the facility? Is it a good solution that you can consider to be a potential for the Drip and Drag? How do you see it? Should we recommend?
Yes, I think it's a good point, because as the building is always at capacity, so it means that if the building is expanded, so I think it can resolve some of the problems faced by the Drip and Drag.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, this is very important. Expand the facility. Sure. Expand the facility. Okay. Yeah. So, do we have anyone? Okay. Myself, I can also think if we expand the facility, it means we'll have enough space and we'll occupy as many customers, and services also will increase. And which means we need also to think about hiring more employees. I don't know, how does it sound, hiring more employees?
Yeah, on my side, I think that is good, because as we think of expanding the facility.
Yes.
Yeah, when we expand the facility, we need also to add some employees.
Sure.
Yeah, so that they can work at some the point, because we cannot just make it big. We cannot make it big and then expect a few employees to work on that. It will not be okay. But that one, I buy that point. It's a good point indeed.
Yeah. So, is there any additional?
Yeah, I think of adding another thing, which is establish a proper method of management. Yes, because as we expand they will expand the facility, they will hire more workers. It means that the service will be different, many things will change.
Yes.
So it's also good for the management to establish like a proper method so that they can be able to control customers, control workers, and control all the related issues. So I think.
How does it sound?
Yeah,
Do you think
it
it's
sounds
a good one?
awesome. It's good, awesome. Because
Okay. You
when
said to establish
Proper method of management.
proper methods of management. Okay. Yeah. Is there any more we can add, or how do you see?
Yeah, this being enough, but still we can add some of 2 points.
Yes.
Like for instance, also I was thinking about like also we have to look ways on how to control now the movement of customers, because it's not actually good for one person to spend like 3 hours with one beverage. So we also need like proper method of controlling now customers. So we have like to put some of the list even on the all, so that the customers can know that once you are here, you cannot spend more than these hours with one beverage or with one plate of food. So having like a proper method of controlling also the movement of customers, it can also be an added advantage, but I think this one is enough.
Yeah, so as you are saying, I understand you are quite clear that there need to be an order, and that order is all falling at establishing proper methods of management. Because if there is no proper management, that is why you see that there is disorder. People or customers, they will do how they behave. They will not consider that they are vanishing the business of somebody. You understand? So I think that one point is very, very much more important, and also to hire more employees also contributes to the proper methods of management. You understand? So so far this is what we have been able to learn about the current situation of drip and dry. We have seen here that the building is almost at capacity, and the faithful customers are satisfied with the new noisy at the laundromat, and the people taking the laundromat as their personal office. So all these factors that are contributing to these problems, we have seen that once the people or the customers overstay, they will overload, they will congest, and they will make no space for other patrons who would wish to come in. So, as we have seen now, the potential solution to overcoming these challenges is, first of all, to expand the facility, and secondly is to hire more customers, and thirdly to establish methods of management. All right. Is there any thought that you could have on what we have discussed so far?
I think now you are like concluding. We are done with the topic of the day. Now you are concluding, if not mistaken. Is what you are doing now?
Yeah, I'm concluding, because here we were asked to clearly define the current situation, and this is what we defined here. And secondly, we analyzed the factors contributing to the problem, and this is what we have come up with. The third one, we have all brainstormed together on the potential solutions, and this is what we have learned. We have got 3 good points that at least would be able to improve the situation of the drip and dry. So I don't know if you have any contribution, suggestion, or whatever, or is there any question where maybe you didn't understand something? If we can assist each other to elaborate more.
No, it's okay. It's clean.
I think it's clear.
Yeah. So, okay. Here, as we have already discussed everything and understood, I think this marks the end of our today's meeting. And before, we are going to just remind one another that we are going to have our next meeting, which is going to be led by our colleague Junior. And the agenda for that one will be bringing it together. So in that project, you give us more highlights on how we are going to come to a consensus, evaluate on the possible solutions that we are going to learn, and also how we are going to implement them so that we can give a good recommendation for Trip and Drive. So I really appreciate your company and your active participation. I hope you continue with the same spirit in the next meeting. Please let's remind one another to be punctual for the next meeting. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.